Well, hey, everybody.
Clelin, if you were to put this day into perspective, how would you describe it?
Full of conversations. It's been it's been fun. It's been fun. I've been asked questions that I haven't been asked before. I feel like I've gave out a good bit of information about our team that I feel like it's good for people to want to hear, because we want to be the model program. So I feel like it's important for people to understand what we're all about. So it's been good to give out information, but a bunch of the questions be repetitive. But that's fine with me. I understand.
You guys have only lost two conference games in 3 years. Do you feel like there's a big gap between you guys and everybody else?
No, I won't say that. I mean, you can talk about that as far as the past years. It might be a big gap, but every year there's a new team. You know what I mean? Guys coming in, guys going out. So this 2018 team hasn't done anything. So it's not really a gap as far as what we've done. So I don't really focus on that too much. But it can be if we have a good year. So we'll see.
Clelin, you're talking about repetitive questions.
This many guys that you don't see on a weekly basis.
Right.
Do you get a better understanding of how Clemson is doing when you see guys from Louisville answer these questions?
Yeah, no question. And I'm cool with that, because I understand we want to be a program where a lot of people enjoy talking to us and see what we're about. So it's cool. I like it.
Clelin, you talk about repetitive questions. How big of a factor was the way that last game ended out last year determining your choice to come back and play this year? Did that factor in at all?
I mean, it meant a lot. Nobody wants to end their career on a loss. You know what I mean? Obviously, there were a lot of reasons where I made my decision between, but I will say this: after I made my decision, that loss kind of resonated with me as far as a lot of our motivation for this year. So, I mean, our goal is to win the closer, and we didn't do that. So, hopefully, with the class I came in, most of them are seniors now. We can get another crack at it.
Clelin, you and AJ kind of made the decision together, and then here Christian is the last piece of the Power Rangers to make that call that he's coming back. When you hear from him that all you guys are back here together, what's the moment like in your mind? What are you thinking?
Oh man, it was crazy, because I'm serious, like we had a group chat as far as like just hearing like the different, like stuff that we hear through like the grapevines, as far as, maybe like what some NFL teams are thinking about us, or like what are your reasons for coming back. But we really like made it as an individual type thing, you know what I mean? Like none of it was like a group effort. And so when I told the group chat first, like, hey, I know what I want to do. Decided to come back, and Austin did his. And Austin, when I made my decision, Austin and Christian was like, hey, like, yeah, dang, like, we still got time. I'm like, we got 3 days before we got to make a decision. Like, what you mean time? I'm like, we waited long enough, you know what I mean? But it was just like a blessing in disguise, because, we all came in together, and to see that, I still have another year left, but to see that those two guys, I get to finish out their careers here together, it's going to be a great experience.
Was it tough to make the first decision before Austin and Christian, or were you?
Yeah, I mean, because it was like, Dad, I got to be the first one to say it, but I was like, I don't really care about that, you know what I mean? So it was at first, but once I really just got tired of, waiting, I was just like, I know what I want to do.
The magazine covers, the attention, all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on kind of the way this defensive line is being
It's
built?
cool. It's good publicity, but you get tired of people hearing about how good you are, how good you can be. It gets really annoying. But I mean, I understand it comes with the territory when you have a talented group of people, and you're at a big time school who has a lot of expectations. I understand it, so I'm not really mad at it. I'm just making it known that it's a lot. You know what I mean? But I'm not too affected by it, because I understand that at the end of the day, you got to go out and perform.
What is it that's annoying? Is it the time, or is it that people are kind of anointing you guys?
That people anoint you, you know what I mean? We haven't even really played yet. They just assume that we're the best front four ever. They just assume that we're going to have a great year. But it's kind of like a discredit to yourself, because people don't really understand the work that you put in to be great. They think it just happens, you know what I mean? But it's fine, I understand. People don't know what they don't know, so I can't really be too mad.
It's been a big day for your defensive coordinator, as you probably know.
What was the contract?
New contract, a new record for an assistant coach.
What was the logistics of it?
The words 2 and million go in the same sentence, and over like 6 or 7 years.
Let me tell you, he's not worth that much. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I mean, there's nobody more deserving than that Coach V. Obviously, he's the type of guy who's not going to take much credit for. He probably give credit to his players or the other coaching staff. But, I mean, there's nobody that I feel like in college football or coaching in general who deserves something like that more than him.
in terms of his passion, I mean, how much you guys have a lot of talent on defense?
Mm-hmm.
How much is he kind of the guy who sews that together? Maybe if you had a different guy.
Oh man, it just intensifies your passion to a whole other level when your coach has the same passion for the game as you do. When he wants to see you succeed as much as you want to succeed for yourself, man, it's huge. And that's what I feel like is needed, because a lot of guys, like when freshmen come in, they wanna be great, they wanna make all the plays, but they don't really know like what it takes. But Coach V understands that it takes, going through the grinds of a hard fall camp, doing the little things at all times, and that's what he holds us accountable for at all times. So that's the things that I take my hats off to him, because he does it on a consistent basis, day in and day out, never takes a day off, and I love it about him.
You guys talk a lot about winning games in the trenches and that being where games are won. The defensive line and the offensive line, how did you think you guys performed against Alabama?
I feel like we performed well. We performed well, but we don't feel like we did enough that we could have. We don't feel like we did enough. We didn't win the game. Obviously, both sides had their hard time. This is a national championship. Alabama's a great team. You know what I mean? But there's some times that we feel like we could have nipped some things in the bud. Obviously, when you get into the red zone, they scored that touchdown. I feel like Hurst threw it to I can't remember who it was, but Hurst threw that touchdown in the end zone. There were obviously some things that we feel like you just can't let happen as a defense. Like, you got to play great red zone defense, especially in the college football playoff, especially against Alabama. So, but you live and you learn, man. You live and you learn. So we're gonna try to capitalize that on this year.
Have you moved on for that game yet, or is it still bothering you?
I mean, it's in the past, but I still think about it. It's right there. You know what I mean? You're so close to getting a chance for another national championship that it's right there in front of you. But yeah, it's hard to move on from. I say it was my motivation for this year's offseason.
Clelin, everybody knows you guys are the best defensive line in the league. If you had to pick a best offensive line in the league that you got to face this year, who would it be?
That we're going to face this year?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't seen many people. I can't really give you a good answer on that. I don't know. Obviously, I hear a lot about Florida State, Texas A&M, Boston College. They got a great running back there. I'm not sure though. I haven't really watched anybody on tape yet. Really answer for that.
In the spirit of Brent Venables, what's the most mad you've ever made?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What did I do? It was when I was a freshman. He's cussing me out a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you, but the most mad, oh my god. Oh, he was mad. We had this, he runs scout team quarterback, right? So.
This is before Chase?
Yeah, this is before Chase. Yeah. This was
Jimmy
Chase.
Green Beans?
Yeah, Jimmy Green Beans. And he doesn't wear any pads, don't wear no helmets, but we out there going full speed, right? And it was the year we won the national championship. And we were having a bad practice, a really, really bad practice. Like, I think we were preparing for Ohio State. And he's just mad, like cussing us out, like dogging us, like y'all don't want to win, stuff like that. And then so we get to the next period of scout. He's back there, and so everybody on the D-line is mad. So all I remember is I make an inside move, Christian come outside, and we straight pancake him, like knock him on the ground, like he get up. We thought his nose was broke. His nose was bleeding. Nose is bleeding. We like, you good? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm good. he still ran the scouts the rest of the day, but he come in the next day, like got a welt on his side right here, like up to here, got like bruises on his legs. I'm like, yeah, got him. And then he was mad. He was mad like the rest of the week from that, but it turned out good because we won the game, so I guess it worked.
What do you see from KJ Henry since he joined you guys and kind of got things up and running?
Oh man, he's been great. KJ's been really, really good. He's a very, very, very personable person, a great personality, and he's a guy that came in early, so he was a little bit immature because he's still supposed to be in high school when he came in, and he was lightweight, undersized, but now he looks more like a football player rather than just a guy who used to play basketball. He looks really, really good. He works hard. He's in the film room now. Does extra on his own, so I'm really impressed. I can't wait to see him in fall camp. It's gonna be good to see him.
The D-line has been a strength for the last few years for you guys. What was it like for you when you were just kind of working your way into
Oh
kind of
man,
his position?
Oh man, it was crazy because when I came in, it was Kevin Dodd and Shaq Lawson and Carlos Watson and DJ Reader. So I'm looking like, and I was a freshman who redshirted, so I'm looking like, man, like I don't know if I ever be able to play here. Like these guys are really, really good, but it's that thing to where you had that support system behind you, where you had your teammates, your coaches, and the older guys there who tell you, you're going to have a chance to be a really, really good player if you just put your head down and go to work. So that's just what I try to tell KJ and them too. So don't get discouraged by the so-called greatest front four ever. Just put your head down, go out there, compete, and you'll get the success that you want to have eventually.
What are some of the things you see him dealing with that maybe you dealt with also as a young guy?
Oh, just being a guy who played a lot of basketball. So, obviously he was like 215 when he came in. That's not defensive in size. So it's like he dealt with that. Now he's up to about 240 now. Looks way better. Still can run well. So the strength is still coming along as well. He's gotten stronger over this past summer. So this shows, man, the physical thing. He's much smarter than what I was as a freshman because he's learned the plays a lot faster than what I had. Maybe it's because he came in early. I don't want to give him that much credit, but he's really, really smart. I mean, I'm impressed with his maturity. For sure.
With Trevor Lawrence, was there anything this spring where you kind of had like a wow moment, or like he did something that impressed you? Anything that sticks out?
Trevor?
I guess, yeah. And what were your
Oh
overall
yeah, I mean,
impressions?
you just see the talent. You know what I mean? Because he is as advertised. When he came in, he just has all the skill set and the talent. He's a laid back guy. You know what I mean? He's not a guy who's going to go out there and try to rah you. He's a guy who's kind of just knows that he has the ability to play at this level. He just kind of just lets it go. So I love that. I mean, it was one play like we were in the indoor. I think he threw it like, I don't know, we were at like the 50. He like launched it one time, like just on the run, rolling out to the left like this, and just like kind of side on him, like 50 yards into the end zone. And I was like, wow, you know what I mean? So you can see all the talent there with him.
Who's the player on that defense that we don't know about right now that we're going to know about by the end of the year?
Kayvon Wallace, I would say. No, Kayvon Wallace and AJ Terrell. Yes, Kayvon Wallace is going to be a great addition because he's stepping in for Van since Van left, and he's been really, really good this summer. AJ Terrell is going to be a really, really good player. I think we found a great spot for him at corner. He's looked really good in skills and drills. Good seeing him going against all the talent that we have with our receivers, so it's been really good to watch.
Clelin two-part facility helped you guys, not just
Dabo Land, yeah, it's been really, really good, man. I can't complain. I mean, I'm still amazed at how much they spoiled us with it. I ain't gonna lie to you, the bowling alley, all that stuff in there. And not even just that, but all the stuff they have to help make us better players. So we have a virtual reality room. The biggest weight room in the country. The film rooms are immense. Everything is just built to make you the best you can possibly be. And then also if you want to have some downtime to hang out there as well. That way you don't get in no dumb trouble. So I mean, I love it, man. They really went over hills for that one.
Clelin, two-part question for you. You had something written on your arm every game last year. How did Come Dream With Me begin? And then how have you got basketball players and baseball players to all kind of buy in with you on that?
Oh, okay. Well, that saying "Dream with me, baby" comes from my coach. He was just saying just talking about like maybe he had this new play called in, and he was just like, "Hey, Clay, dream with me, baby. Come on now, like trust me." And so that just kind of resonated with me because it kind of like abides by what I feel like my life comes from. So it's just as far as people in the city where I'm from, I feel like some people there don't have much hope as far as accomplishing their dreams, or they feel like where they're at in their life right now is as good as it's gonna get. But I feel like I can be that sense of hope for them as far as when I write that saying on my sleeve every game. I get multiple people hitting me up about it, asking me like, hey man, thanks man, I appreciate that motivation because you're really doing something and you're really an inspiration for the kids back where you're from. So it just means a lot to me in that aspect. Definitely.
What's some of the life lessons that you learned growing up on a farm and having both your parents with a military background?
My parents grew up on the farm. I'm from the city. Yeah, right. My parents grew up on the farm. I'm from the city. So when my parents came to the city, they were like just country people living in the south side of the city. So it was really different. So it's kind of like that's where I get my roots of like fishing and loving all the country foods that there is, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Like I love the outdoors and things like that. So that's kind of where I get that from. But it was different because my parents didn't really have that much education. Both of them only have a college degree, and both of them went to the military right out of high school just to get out of the country from where they're from. So, I mean, that was really different. But that's why, for my mom, like me coming back to school is really, really big because me and my brothers and sisters are the first generation to get their college degree. So that's gonna be really, really big and big moment for her. Definitely.
If you had a top,
Cognizant conversation with other guys who are draft eligible, like texting during the offseason, hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing, or is it just you and your family making that decision? I mean, did you guys kind of confer with each other about coming back?
Yeah, we definitely did. Just because we're close. I even talked to a couple other guys around the country, like who had that opportunity as well. But it was more so not so much that they were really making decisions. They had kind of already knew what they were gonna do. But yeah, me, Christian, and Austin, we kept in touch, just like bouncing ideas off of each other, but never really like saying like, hey, oh, okay, that's what you're gonna do. Then Dad, he did it. Well, I'm gonna do it. Not so much as that, but kind of just hearing each other's opinions on stuff.
Who were some of those other guys
What do you mean?
that you talked with in terms of making decisions?
Oh, I mean, when we played Alabama, I talked to a couple of their players, a couple of the guys who not so-called like the guys who got drafted really, really high, but a couple of the juniors who like, had that opportunity. Well, every junior has an opportunity, but guys who, were just thinking about it. Because, there's a lot of juniors who like aren't even like on the radar as far as like first-round draft picks that still decide to come out. So I was just hearing their ideas and stuff like that.
How much did the Sugar Bowl weigh into that? I mean, for that decision? Did the Sugar Bowl loss weigh into that, or did it not?
Into me making
into coming back, you guys coming back.
Obviously, you don't want to end your career anywhere on a loss, you know what I mean? But we kind of just had a list of the pros and cons, and that was definitely one of the pros for why we want to come back. But I can say that now that we decided to come back, that's one of the reasons why, and that's been one of the motivations this offseason.
Clelin,